So my wife and I have been watching Meghan Markle's new show on Netflix, and in the very first episode she makes this pasta dish. It's a one-pot pasta that's super simple and also really creamy, but without using any cream. The trick is to cook the spaghetti in the same pan as the tomatoes, and that starchy, salty water will evaporate and turn into this creamy, rich sauce. It's got lots of fresh basil, spinach, tomato, and garlic. It is in fact very simple, and honestly I can't fault it. It was delicious. 10 out of 10, Meghan. That's actually really good.
Greetings everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. We're so close, and your support means everything. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss an update. And for those of you who've been with us for a while, thank you for being part of the community. Here on our channel, we celebrate all things Harry and Meghan, from their incredible journey as a couple to the little details that make them so relatable. If you love keeping up with the Sussexes, you're in the right place. If you've been on social media at all recently, you've probably seen Meghan Markle's viral one-pot spaghetti recipe that's been taking the internet by storm. It's a super simple, quick, and delicious dish that's perfect for anyone looking for a comforting meal without spending hours in the kitchen. And guess what? Tasty UK couldn't resist jumping on the trend and tried this recipe themselves. Today we're going to dive into the recipe, talk about what makes it so special, and take a look at how Tasty UK recreated it and what they thought of it. So grab your apron and let's get cooking, virtually of course. So, first things first, let's talk about why this recipe went viral in the first place. Meghan Markle shared her go-to one-pot spaghetti recipe, and it really hit home for a lot of people because of how simple it is. We're all looking for meals that are both quick and satisfying, and this dish checks both of those boxes. You don't need a ton of fancy ingredients. In fact, you probably already have most of the stuff at home. All you need is spaghetti, garlic, cherry tomatoes, spinach, and Parmesan cheese. And here's the kicker, it's a one-pot dish, which means no messing around with multiple pans or worrying about doing too much cleanup afterward. Sounds like a dream, right? Now, let's break it down. The beauty of this recipe is in its simplicity. You start by cooking the spaghetti in one pot, along with cherry tomatoes. The tomatoes give the dish a burst of sweetness, and as they cook, they break down into a juicy, flavorful sauce that coats the pasta. Meghan also adds spinach, which wilts down beautifully and gives the dish a pop of color, not to mention some extra nutrients. It's comfort food that's somehow also pretty healthy. And the real star of the show? Garlic. Meghan uses garlic to infuse all the ingredients with a rich, savory base, and it's amazing how such a simple addition can elevate the whole dish. You don't need heavy creams or a ton of butter to get that satisfying, creamy texture. The starch from the pasta does all the work for you, creating a naturally silky sauce that makes this dish feel indulgent, even without the added calories. But don't just take my word for it. Let's talk about Tasty UK's take on the recipe. They decided to give Meghan's viral spaghetti a shot, and we got to see them make it step by step. Watching them recreate this recipe was super fun because they really highlighted just how easy it is to put together. They were amazed by how a handful of simple ingredients could come together to create something that looked so luxurious and tasted so delicious. The one-pot method was definitely a hit with them. They loved how there was almost no mess to clean up afterward, which is always a bonus. Tasty UK also pointed out how versatile this recipe is. While Meghan's version is simple, there's a lot of room to make it your own. If you want to add some protein, you can easily throw in grilled chicken, shrimp, or even some crispy bacon. It's the perfect base for any additions you love, but it's just as tasty on its own. Plus, you can adjust the seasonings to your liking, a little red pepper flakes for heat, or maybe a dash of lemon juice for brightness. There are so many ways to personalize this dish. One of the things Tasty UK mentioned while making the recipe was how the garlic really brought everything together. They commented on how fragrant the kitchen smelled as the garlic and olive oil sizzled in the pot, creating a savory base for the rest of the ingredients. The combination of the garlic and the natural sweetness of the tomatoes is just so delicious and comforting. And of course, when the Parmesan goes in at the end, it adds that extra layer of richness that makes the dish feel indulgent without being overly heavy. What's also great about this recipe is how quick it is to make. It's perfect for a busy weeknight when you want something satisfying but don't want to spend an hour in the kitchen. Tasty UK was able to get it ready in under 20 minutes, and in no time they had a beautiful bowl of pasta ready to serve. And who doesn't love a quick meal that doesn't sacrifice flavor? But let's talk about the flavors for a second. The burst of sweetness from the cherry tomatoes perfectly balances the savory, garlicky base. The spinach adds this lovely, fresh element, making the dish feel vibrant and nourishing. And the Parmesan cheese ties everything together, adding a salty, nutty depth that makes each bite so satisfying. There's really no need for heavy cream or anything like that, just a little pasta starch, a few vegetables, and some basic pantry ingredients, and you've got a show-stopping meal. If you're wondering whether this dish is truly worth the hype, the answer is a resounding yes. Tasty UK was so impressed with how easy and flavorful the recipe turned out that they even suggested it as a perfect go-to meal for anyone looking to make something simple yet comforting. It's also a great meal for people who are just getting into cooking because it's straightforward and doesn't require a ton of skill. Plus, the one-pot nature of the dish makes it foolproof, even for beginners. So, if you haven't tried Meghan Markle's viral spaghetti yet, I highly recommend you do. It's one of those recipes that proves you don't need a ton of fancy ingredients or complicated steps to make something amazing. Tasty UK's take on the dish definitely confirms that this recipe is a winner, and it's one that we'll all be making time and time again. If you enjoyed this video and want more easy, delicious recipes just like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you've tried Meghan Markle's spaghetti or if you're planning to make it soon. We'd love to hear how it turned out for you. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.